Good evening, Graham Rawlins with our Friday edition of News Geelong. Make the journey and visit the 2012 Scarf Festival being exhibited at the National Wool Museum here in Geelong. The Great Ocean Road Coast Committee has officially launched a new program for regional schools focused on environmental education and stewardship. From the world of Geelong sport, Mitch Scoop Cleary has the latest sports news, while from the weather world, we'll bring you the Geelong and Surf Coast area weather forecast expected over the next 6 days. The Special Olympics Barwon Region Committee needs our help. Volunteers to assist with supporting sporting activities to greatly benefit intellectually disabled people. Debbie Meaney reports.
I'm here with Sandra Lovell and Barry Lynch from the Special Olympics telling us about why it's important for athletes in the region to get involved. Sandra, your son has come out of his shell by being in the Olympics.
He certainly has. Winning a medal just changed his life and it really helped improve his self-esteem.
So what age are we talking about the athletes?
The athletes are aged from 8 onwards. There's no cut-off point.
And Barry, there's a number of competitions, not just within the Geelong region obviously, but state and national.
That's right. We here in Geelong we cover sports levels such as swimming, basketball, athletics, 10-pin bowling and aquatics.
And gymnastics.
And gymnastics, of course.
It takes a lot of organising to do all of that. How does that happen?
With volunteers, with the help of volunteers.
We're all volunteers.
Okay,
yes.
So you're looking at more volunteers to help you in any way they can?
We definitely are. We do need a lot more volunteers to come along and help us run the Barwon region.
So how can somebody that might be interested be a coach or be just wanting to help fundraise, how can they do that? How can they find you?
The best idea is to go to the Special Olympics Victoria site and get in contact with them, and they will pass on details and so on to us here in the Barwon region.
Okay, all right. Well, let's look forward to the next competition, which, as we discussed before, was in August.
The Junior National Games are in December in Newcastle. Trans-Tasman are in Cairns in October, and state games are happening in November.
Okay, well, that'll be great. Look forward to seeing some of these athletes and their successes.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time today. This is Debbie Meaney for News Geelong.
Thank you, Debbie. Geelong is experiencing a new wave of whooping cough cases, with recently immunised children falling victim to the debilitating disease, as Meryl Friend reports.
Over the last couple of years there has been a resurgence of whooping cough, and any expectant fathers will be able to get their whooping cough immunisation for free at immunisation centres until the end of June 30. So we were able to catch up with the clinical nurses who were able to tell us more about it.
We've found that there's been an increase. Even in the last 2 weeks we've had 3 young children hospitalised with bad cases of whooping cough. So it is out there, especially in Geelong.
And the offer now for particularly expectant dads is until the end of June 30th. They'll be able to be vaccinated free.
Yes, the government for the last couple of years has paid for the parents to have free vaccinations for the whooping cough. It does run out at the 30th of June. Mothers cannot have it while they are pregnant, but they can have it straight after, and dads, the baby doesn't have to be here yet for them to be able to receive their vaccine. So we're encouraging all new dads especially, or dads-to-be, to come in and get it for free while they can. They can go to their local council immunisation service or their GPs, but it will be at a cost of $40 after the 30th of June.
And so I suppose it isn't just parents, it would be any caregivers that are going to be around a newborn?
We would say that these newborns aren't fully vaccinated against the whooping cough until they're 6 months old, so it's very important that anyone that sort of comes in contact with them is had their vaccine. So grandparents, caregivers, we would encourage them all to have it.
From the Belmont Community Health Centre, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. The 2012 National Scarf Festival, being held at the Geelong National Wool Museum, celebrates the humble scarf in all its incarnations, from a modern winter knit to an artistically and lovingly crafted art form, as Debbie Meaney reports.
Tonight at the National War Museum is the opening of the Scarf Festival for 2012. It's titled The Journey, and it depicts 275 entrants from international competitors. I spoke with Councillor Barbara Abley here at the War Museum at the Scarf Festival just before it opened.
Geelong's been the proud home of the Scarf Festival for a number of years. It's being launched tonight, which is of course Friday the 15th of June, and it's running through till to September. So there's plenty of opportunity for people to come in and have a look at the most wondrous display and textured scarves I think I've ever seen. We've got a 40% increase on last year, so we've got 275 scarves, and 40 have actually been submitted by RMIT textile students. So I'm sure that they'll be wanting to come down and have a look at all the different sorts of scarves, and the scarves basically that have been competitors in this, well, it's a competition.
Now it's international, so that's exciting, but you're talking about the textures. There's bubble wrap, there's rusty nails, it's not just wool.
No, it's not just wool. There's very fine silk, very fine cotton. The Karen women have entered scarves, and that's very interesting, having a look at the intricate patterns and the way that they have made their scarves. Each scarf of course has a story because it's about a journey, so it's, you know, the person who has made the scarf has tried to weave some part of their journey or travel into their final product.
And we've also had school children have incorporated the journey into their scarves as well.
Yeah, we had great fun judging the children's. It was I was one of the 3 judges, and I must say that I had a migraine when I finished, because trying to, you know, decide, you'd see one scarf and then you think, no, that one's a little, no, I like this one, and by the time we'd finished, I think we were just mentally exhausted. But getting back to the kids, their scarves were absolutely outstanding, so I hope their parents and grandparents and all of their siblings come along and have a look at the scarves too. They're really worthwhile. It's good to see children actually embracing an age-old craft, and very, very important. So it's not just your knitted scarves, and I think that's the message we need to be getting across to people.
At the National War Museum in Lulu, the Portaloo, this is Debbie Meaney for News Geelong.
As we go to a break on this Friday edition of News Geelong, don't forget you can Twitter us on our Twitter account at NewsGeelong31 with your thoughts and comments. And now also on Facebook under News Geelong. So give us a call. We'll return with more news after this.